The Jerusalem Art Project, it says on the outside, meaningful gifts. Now, that gets me excited. Something meaningful is in here, so that's good. Now, let's pull this out. And there's a card, and the card says Jerusalem Art Project, meaningful gifts. Oh, okay. And there's something else in here. Let's see what this says. Okay, all right, there's this, I'll talk about that. And I'm going to read this to see if there's anything I need to know. It says that this is a certificate of authenticity. That this is made of soil collected from Jerusalem in the Holy Land, Israel. Oh man, this is really a very meaningful gift. Interesting. Okay, and what's wonderful about this, take a look at this. That's a star. What's in the center of the star?
A cross.
Yeah, a cross. You see that? Okay, look at that, huh? Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Now, what kind of star is this? Does anyone know what kind of star this is? What kind of star?
This is the exact formation of the star they used in the flag.
The star they used in the Israeli flag. Yeah, this star is called the Star of David. And you know who it's named after, don't you? King David, right? Israel's greatest king. And what's interesting about this one is the cross that's in the inside of it. Now, God promised there would be someone who would come, someone who would give himself as a sacrifice for the sins the prophet Isaiah told. But this one that came would have to have the right family tree. Y'all have a family tree, you know? Maybe your parents have looked up Ancestry.com or something like that to find out all their relatives and, you know, they're related to really famous people or something like that. Or maybe they're related to infamous people. Well, whoever they're related to, right? But God said this one had to be very special because this man had to be of the house and lineage of David. He had to be a descendant of David. And when Jesus came, do you remember when Jesus came? What are his parents' names? What's his mother's name? Do you remember? You don't? I bet you can remember Mary. And what is his human father, really his adoptive father? You remember what his father's name was? Do you remember? No? Joseph, right? All right. Did you know that Mary and Joseph, both of them, were descendants of David? So Jesus was a descendant of David physically by his mother, and he was adopted by his father. He was a descendant of David adoptively by his human father, Joseph, fulfilling the promise that God had made that the coming Messiah, Jesus, would have to be made, or had to be from the house and lineage of David. And God made this promise, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years before. And just whenever Jesus came, he perfectly fulfilled the very promise that God made. How many of you kids think that God is a God that can really keep his promises? Do you believe that he can? I hope that you do. Because we who know Jesus live by promises. We don't always live, I've told you this many times, we don't live on explanations. Because there are a lot of things in life you can't explain. But you can always believe God's promises. And so when you see that Star of David, hey, think about this. Let's believe God's promises. I'm going to give this back. Who brought this today? That was very wonderful. All right, thank you. Made from soil in the land of Israel. Well, you're sitting right here. Would you like to have the box since it's right here? You would? Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Boys and girls, you go back to your seats at this time.